Okay, hello. My name is Siti Fatihah Dul Hadi, and I'm from University of Malaysia Sarawak. So today I'm going to present some part of my finding from our research, and the presentation title is Negotiation Labor Management Conflict, Acquisition of Key Skills Among Students. So for the introduction, previously the course of labor management negotiation and conflict resolution was taught traditionally using role-play simulations and lecture in the classroom. The role-play has been replicated from real-life problems, while students analyze role based on storylines, make decisions according to actual situations. However, the main concern here is that role-play simulation in the classroom is found to be unlikely genuine as the actual process in the tribunal. These issues of realism include the actual procedure of carrying out the conflict resolution process, the setting, person in charge, methods, sensation, excitement, and interest obtained by students. This clearly shows the importance of third-party intervention in teaching and learning of labor management negotiation and conflict resolution. So we have about two objectives in this research. First, to assess the impact of using the actual tribunal sets and third-party intervention in teaching and learning. In other words, we try to make comparison, teaching in the classroom setting and also in the tribunal setting. So we want to see the differences in terms of knowledge acquisition, skill acquisition, and maybe experience acquisition. The second objective is to propose a new model on the appropriate teaching approaches to enhance student knowledge and skill in labor management negotiation and conflict resolution. So for the literature review part, as mentioned above, the first advantage of third-party intervention is the procedural aspect. It refers to the procedural framework by Shepard, who had integrating and the research and theory on the procedure used by third parties to manage conflict in this very diverse setting. So they have form of control that only available for third parties in conflict interventions. So the example of controls are process control, content control, control by request, and motivational control. So back to the process control, I can really relate this to my students' experience. Yeah, when they get a different experience, new experience when attending tribunal setting with the intervention from the third party, which is the officer from the tribunal. So in the process, they learn a lot. They get direct interaction with the tribunal officer, yeah, in terms of questioning, to get some feedback, to get some comments directly. So at other points, they also learn new things that they cannot get in the classroom setting. Yeah, it means that they learn about new etiquette, how to use the witness stand, how to use the plaintiff table, the uh, defendant table. You know, they also know where the clerk should be seated, the courtroom protocol, and so on. Okay, so same goes with the content control. Okay, I see a lot of differences among our students when they're attending tribunal setting. They learn new things out of their field. Example like they learn about art of advocacy. You know, they learn about the art of mischief examination, the process of cross-examination, witness statement, how to re-examine the witness statement, and so on, where they totally cannot get it in the classroom setting. Yeah, because this is not something used to them. This is not in their field. Okay. So apart from other literature, we also talk about key skills. Yeah, the skills acquired through the role play simulation have many benefits for students, especially when they join the workforce in the future. The following benefits are like simulation may provide a risk-free atmosphere at both individual and organizational levels. Experiential learning, where simulations can provide fast and unmistakable feedback and allow people to see the implication of their decisions. Participants can purposely test new behavior or take business decisions that they do not readily attempt at work. So following to Cochrane also, skills in negotiation and conflict resolution role play may help students to stand up in their social setting, and not just in the professional practice. For the methodology part, a mixed method approach has been used in data collection, such as post-intervention questionnaire, which accompanied by in-depth interviews with selected respondents. Okay, so a bit information about participants. Uh, we have used 3 batches of students for this research, and each experiment included about 40 students with varying backgrounds. They would also not be randomly allocated to qualify the method as it is a quasi-experimental. And specifically, the study will follow the so-called within group style. Then about the variable, the independent variables were classified into 2 variables. They have been classified as mock trial in classroom setting, or in other, what we call as treatment 1. And the second variable is the mock trial in actual tribunal setting, as we call it as treatment 2. So another set of independent variables in the calculated variables in which no manipulation is involved. Yeah. Then for the instrument, the first instrument is survey questionnaire. So unfortunately, we haven't finished yet in analyzing this quantitative data. That's why we only present the qualitative part, yeah, only. But a bit information about the quantitative survey questionnaire. 3 sets of instrument measuring the knowledge and skill of students before and after the treatments have been provided. Yeah, the first instrument consists of items to tap the level of pre-existing knowledge and skill of students before introducing the treatment. So in the first half of the semester, the students have been exposed to the treatment 1. At the end of treatment 1, the second instrument containing items to measure learning acquired by students was used. Then in the second half of the semester, the students have been exposed to treatment 2. Okay, so upon completion of treatment 2, students involved have responded to the third instrument that gauge their level of knowledge and skills on technique to resolve conflict and dispute resolutions. For the interview part, yeah, for the qualitative part, yeah, semi-structured interview session was conducted after the student finished answering the survey questionnaire. The interview answering session was conducted twice through focus group discussion method and also through online e-learning platform. So interviews are especially useful for uncovering the story behind the experience of the participant, yeah, and for seeking in-depth knowledge on the subject. So now we are talking about finding analysis. Okay, the analysis section for this paper will only focus on the analysis of qualitative data that obtained through interview sessions and online feedback. Many of the data analysis process is done through content interpretation methods and also in determining pattern themes. Okay, just some sort of information about the indicator. We have used 2 questions, yeah, in the interview process. The first question is to tap or is intended to determine the critical knowledge and skills that students have acquired throughout the arbitration procedural and method intervention process. Meanwhile, question 2 is given to identify the effects of tribunal settings and the officer intervention. So this is the example of table that we use to interpret the transcription lah. Okay, so this is the quote that we get from the real transcription, and after interpret it, we come out or we conclude with the theme. Yeah, same goes with other participant or respondent. Okay, and this is for the second question. Yeah, also the same thing. This is the quote from the transcription, and we come out with the theme. So now we are talking about the discussion. From the first questions, yeah, about challenges students face when executing assigned rules, we have come out with several key skills that student thinks very significant, yeah, to conduct a role play in tribunal setting. The first one, they mention a lot about critical thinking and problem solving skills. Okay, you can see the quote here. One student from semester 1, 2019, 2020 noted that the challenges they face during executing the role as general manager in the negotiation and arbitration session is to make sure they have the relevant and good points and also a written proof to strengthen statement for it to be convincing enough for everyone. Then, on the second skills, they mention a lot about confidence skills, public speaking skills, and also performance. I believe performance here is referring to the showmanship skills, yeah, when you're conducting arbitration in the tribunal. Okay. One student from semester 1, 2018-2019 added that the challenges they face in executing the role in which have assigned to is how they can speak with confidently without looking at the script. Then they also mention a lot about English communication skills. Yeah, as one student from semester 2, 2018-2019 puts in that way, sometimes my word become different from the real meaning. Each word I try to memorize, and sometimes it changes to other meaning. Last skill that they mention is about time management. Okay, this is regarding because regarding with this quote, they were just too busy this semester and they rushed the role play, but added that it turned out well in the end. So for the second questions, okay, talking about personal experience, attending industrial court hearing process, student mentions about new knowledge and experience that they cannot get in any other place. Yeah, it can refer to this quote where the student reported that attending industrial court hearing is a must for IRLS students so that they can gain much knowledge, such as knowledge of negotiations. So it is true, majority of students really enjoyed attending industrial court role play setting because they learn a lot and they gain something new that they cannot get in the classroom setting. It is something out of their field, yeah, and they can get, a direct interaction with the lawyer, with the advocate, with the arbitrator, and makes them feel very confident and have a lot of added value for their future. Students also offer insight of their self-reflection and personal evaluation on their performance. They say experience on industrial court role play really make them nervous, and how they're nervous cause all the script they memorized disappeared. Uh, this is something that they have to counter, they have to overcome. And they turn out very well. They can finish the role play very well at the end, although they are very nervous, along the process. Then they also mention about technical issues, which are audio issues and group assignment. This is because of free rider problems, and this is because they cannot, hear clearly. and they're seated at the behind of the courtroom setting, so that's why the student cannot take note because they cannot hear clearly. So turn out to the second objective, yeah. From the first objective, we can see a lot of students enjoy and come out with a lot of skills they learn uh, from the new setting, from the tribunal setting. So we believe, yeah, to come out with the teaching, with our teaching model to enhance our delivering in teaching labor management negotiation and conflict resolutions. So as a measure to meet the needs of realism features in role-play simulation activities, an appropriate teaching model has been developed from the result of this study. The teaching model was developed through the simulated mock court at the Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities. The mock court will serve as a future modality for acquiring and maintaining the cognitive, technical, and behavioral skills that need in conduct labor management negotiation and conflict resolution course. In addition, role-play simulation activities that are commonly done in classroom setting can also be upgraded to simulation-based training, which is seen to have more advantages. Simulation-based training activities involve the use of equipment and training sets that resemble real-world scenarios. So in the long run, mock court is not only able to provide routine simulation-based training services, but also able to be a stakeholder platform in offering professional license and board certificates. So that's all from me for today. Thank you.